Hello everyone, let's continue our history chapter 10, 18th century political formation. As we have already discussed the crisis of the empire and the later Mughal. Now today our topic is emergence of new states. Okay. With the decline in the authority of the Mughal emperor, the governor of large province Subedar, the great Jamidars, consolidate their authority in different part of the subcontinent. So broadly speaking, the state in the 18th century can be roughly divided into three state, or you can say overlapping state. So first, the state like Awadh, Bengal and Hyderabad, which were quite independent, but they have their formal relation with the Mughal emperors. Okay, Awadh, Bengal and Hyderabad, extremely powerful, quite independent, but they have their formal relation tie-up with Mughal emperor. Okay, those make their the policy for their state only they require confirmation, or the Mughal only give their confirmation for their policy. If these ruler those ruled in Awadh, Bengal and Hyderabad, when they made any policy for their state, the Mughals only right to give their confirmation on them. So their tie-up, their formal relation with Mughals were still there. Now the second state, the state that had enjoyed considerable interdependence or considerable independence under Mughal as a Watan Jagir. Okay, like Rajput. Those were enjoy their independency, but under Mughals. Okay, जीतने के बाद भी those area of Rajput, those won by the Mughal emperor, वो उनको वतन जागीर, जैसे अकबर है उन्होंने वतन जागीर दे दी थी कि आप अपनी प्रोविंस में अपने रूल चलाइए. ओके, तो वो वतन जागीर माने गए. Now the third group, the last group included state like control of जहां पर मराठ, सिख और जाट्स था. These were independent states. After the long war, long drawn battles against the Mughals, they declare they won independency. So these were independent, known as independent state. So three, you can divide the 18th century states into three categories. First, the state like Awadh, Bengal and Hyderabad, those were independent, but they were still they have a formal relation with the Mughal. The second, the state, these were old Mughal provinces. Okay, the second state, those enjoy considerable independence under the Mughal ruler as a Watan Jagir, Rajput. Okay, now the third, the independent state like Sikh, Jat, Maratha, these states ruled by them, and they after the long drawn battle, they against the Mughal, they won their freedom, liberty, independency. So these were independent states. Okay. Now let's talk about one by one of each. Okay, everyone. Now, let's talk about the first group, the old Mughal provinces. Those have a formal relation, and those did not break their tie-up, formal ties with the Mughal Empire. So among the state, there were curve of the old Mughal provinces in the 18th century. three stand out very prominently. These were Awadh, Bengal, and Hyderabad. All three states are founded by the member of high Mughal nobility who had been governor of a large kingdom like Sadat Khan, Murshid Qali Khan, and Ashraf Shah. All three had occupied high mansabdar, their salary had high, their position is their Jata rank is high, mansabdari position, enjoy the trust and confidence of the emperor. Now both Ashraf Jahan or Murshid Qali Khan had held Jat rank of 7,000 each, while Sadr Khan Jat was 6,000. यानी कि इतने सोल्जर इनके पास थे और ये इतने सोल्जर्स को दे पेड द सैलरी, तो उसके लिए इनके पास एरिया भी ज्यादा था, क्योंकि ईच सैलरी पेड बाय देम, जो भी वहां के नोबल जो रूलर होता था, सूबेदार होता था, तो उसका जत किस पे डिपेंड करता था कि कितने उसके अंडर लोग काम कर रहे हैं. तो इसका जत द जत रैंक ऑफ 7,000 है. तो इफ वी कंपेयर द अशरफ जहां और मुर्शद कली खान का जत विद सदत खान, तो सदत खान जत इज लोअर और थोड़ा सा कम था, लिटिल बिट लोअर कंपेरेटिवली अशरफ जहां मुर्शद कली खान. ओके, that is a numerical term they have used in during this rule. So let's talk about first is Hyderabad. Okay, जिन्हें बोला जाता है निजाम्स ऑफ हैदराबाद. निजाम यानी वहां के राजाओं को निजाम बोला गया, रूलर को. निजाम उल मुल्क अशरफ शाह, द फाउंडर ऑफ हैदराबाद स्टेट, was the founder of Hyderabad state. Nizam ul Mulk Ashraf Shah was the first most powerful member at the court of Mughal emperor. किसके? फारूक सियार. He was interested first, पहले उसको he was appointed as a governor of Awadh, but later he given the charge to Deccan province. Okay, now what is the quality the Ashraf Jahan? Let's have a look. Ashraf Jahan already had a full control over the political and financial administrator. So at a time he hold many offices. He taking the advantage of the turmoil in the Deccan and competition among the court nobility. He gathered the power in his hand and became actual ruler of the region. So he was very powerful. At last he gathered all power in his hand. Now how he done to consolidate his power? So the first the Ashraf Jah brought his skilled soldier or administrator for their state. हैदराबाद के लिए कहां से लेकर आया? फ्रॉम नॉर्थ इंडिया. ओके, एंड नाउ ही ऑल्सो ओपन न्यू अपॉर्चुनिटी इन द साउथ. डेक्कन की बात कर रहे हो ना, तो ही जो उसके पहले दोज he had a confident about the soldiers, the skilled soldier, उनको he brought from north India in south for the to administrate as a administrative unit in south, to appoint these people as in south. Now he appointed mansabdar and guaranteed jagir to them. He was still a servant of Mughal emperor. He ruled quite independently without the seeking any direction from the Delhi. But as I have told you, or facing any interference, the Mughal emperor only gave them his confirmation to Ashraf Jahan about the policy and plan for for administrate function of the Hyderabad state. Okay, now Mughal emperor merely confirmed the decision already taken by the Nizam. Okay, now next the Hyderabad was constantly engaged in several attacks, which he faced the attack from Marathas to the west, and also the independent Telugu warrior जिसको नायकास बोले जाते थे उस समय, उनका भी अटैक्स देता रहता था. एंड बट स्टिल उसके इनको तोड़ नहीं पाए ये अटैक्स उसके एम्बिशन को. सो द एम्बिशन ऑफ निजाम कंट्रोल द रिच टेक्सटाइल प्रोड्यूसिंग एरिया ऑफ कोरोमंडल कोस्ट इन द ईस्ट, व्हिच वाज द चेक बाय द ब्रिटिश टीपू सुल्तान के टाइम में, who were becoming increasing powerful in this region. Okay, now you can see the description about Nizam army, uska kaise bana gaya hai. The description of Nizam of Hyderabad personally proper in 1790. The Nizam has a savari. Kiski savari thi? Of 400 elephants ki thi. Several thousand horsemen the near his person, who received upward 100 rupees nominal pay and are extremely well mounted and richly present. This is the description about Nizam ul Mulk Ashraf Jah. Okay. And he was the one major leader who rid the Mughal emperor of the Sayyidi brothers. Okay. So this description about which I explain you, that is about Nizam-ul Mulk Ashraf Jah. Now the next, let's talk about Awadh. Sadat Khan was the another important officer who helped the Mughal emperor in overthrowing the Sayyidi brothers, Nizam-ul Mulk and Bharan-ul Mulk Sadat Khan, who also helped the Mughal emperor to overthrowing the Sayyidi brother. As a reward, he appointed as a governor of Awadh his son-in-law Safdar Jung, who succeeded him as a Nawab. Okay, also became the Wazir of Mughal emperor after the death of Muhammad Shah. So let's talk about Bharan-ul Mulk Ashraf Jah, who appointed as a Subedar of Awadh in which year? 1722. He was prominent leader in Mughal emperor. He founded a state which was one of the most important to emerge out of break of the Mughal Empire. Awadh was a prosperous region. Fertile land hai. Okay. Awadh was a prosperous region controlling the rich alluvial Ganga plain and the main trade route between North India and Bengal. So the Bharan-ul Mulk, who held combined offices. He was Fauzdar, he was Diwani, and he was Subedar. What does it mean? That he had a responsibility for the managing his political, financial, and military affair of Awadh province. He was a combined, he held the combined offices. Okay, Diwani means collection of right tax. तो वो भी इसके हाथ में था. Maintain the military administration in his office. फौजदारी की कोई कहीं से अटैक न कर, वो भी इसके अंडर था. और सूबेदारी, political affair, वो भी इनके अंडर था. तो he held combined offices. Okay. Now the next, Bharan-ul Mulk tried to decrease Mughal influence. ताकि अवध में मुगल influence कम होगा तो the people accepted him as a ruler. So for this, which policy he adopted? Bharan-ul Mulk decreased Mughal influences in the Awadh region by reducing the number of office holders. Jagirdars ko kam karke, those were appointed by the Mughal, and he also reduced the size of Jagir. And अब उनके the place of this क्या करेगा? He appointed his own royal servant to vacant positions. Okay. The account of Jagirdar were checked to prevent cheating, and the revenue of all district were reassessed by the official appointed by the Nawab. उसने इसके लिए कि he want to check कि कोई भी उसे cheating ना कर पाए, टैक्स में चीटिंग ना कर पाए, रेवेन्यू में चीटिंग ना कर पाए. So he appointed the other official, those who were checked these people. He sees a number of Rajput Jamidari and the agriculturally fertile lands of the Afghans of Rohilkhand. So which kind of policy he adopted? Let's have a look. The state depended on local banker and Mahajan for loans. उस समय भी लोन के लिए स्टेट किस पे डिपेंड था? लोकल बैंकर और महाजन. It sold the right to collect tax to highest bidder. These revenue farmers जो इजरदारी थे, जिन्हें जमींदार agreed to pay the state a fixed amount of money. उसने ये पॉलिसी लाया कि everyone pay. These इजरदार्स, revenue farmers, pay the fixed amount to them. The local banker guarantee the payment of his contracted amount to the state. So the revenue farmers were given considerably freedom in the assessment and collection of taxes. No other people appointed on peasants. Now the peasants directly paid the fixed amount to the state. These development allow new social group. कौन सा आया? Money lender and bankers. Those were collected this fixed amount to influence the management of state revenue system. Okay. Understood everyone? Clear hai? Now the next is Bengal.